In today's video, we're building another first birthday smash cake photo set, and you guys get to watch us do it step by step. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Daniel Troutman with thesmashcake.com, your online resource for all things smash cake. Whether you need photography tips, business advice, or even a place to buy camera gear and hard to find props, it's all over there at thesmashcake.com. Now, in today's video, we are building a smash cake photo set, and we're going to do it start to finish, but there is a twist. Normally, we use about 3,000 square feet. We have a very large studio space, and we set up multiple sets, and we shoot multiple clients a day. But that's not reality for a lot of you. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to utilize our smaller studio space. We have a space that we shoot headshots in, and we shoot boudoir in, and it's about 300 square feet. And so that's going to be nice and tight. And the best part is that we just shot a boudoir session in there a couple of days ago. So the couch is still in there. The bed is still in there. And if that doesn't simulate an at-home small studio environment, I don't know what will. So we're going to go ahead and do that today so you guys can see how we build in a small environment. And we have some space-saving techniques that we're going to pass along to you along the way. Now today, as usual, we like to start with the backdrop and the flooring because that's, 75% or 80% of your set right there. Now today's backdrop is going to be seamless, so the backdrop and the floor are one and the same. And that's what I love about seamless is it's really kind of a quick, easy solution for the backdrop flooring dilemma. And the best part about seamless is it is classic, it is timeless, and it will never go out of style. Now, today's parents wanted a Mr. Wonderful set, and they wanted to key in on the white, black, and gold colors. And so that's exactly what we did today, and that's exactly why we chose Arctic White. Now, the bonus when you use Arctic White is that it is not just the backdrop, it is not just the floor, but when you throw some light out of a strobe, it scatters all over that paper and then bounces off the paper and fills in the shadows in your little one. So it's serving as a fill light, so to speak, or a fill board as well. So I love using white whenever possible. So let's get into the space-saving techniques that I promised you guys. And as you notice, I have my backdrop stand mounted to the wall as well as my hair light or my rim lights. They're all mounted to the wall. And that is just purely to, number one, save space, and number two, keep my sets as safe as humanly possible. Now, every time you put up a backdrop stand, you got to pull the feet out, and there's a footprint on each one of those stands that gets your backdrop, at least a foot or two off the wall. Now, when you want to put a hair light behind the backdrop, then you've got a footprint on the light stand as well that's going to bump you out another couple of feet. So all of a sudden, you've gone from being right up against the wall to being 3-4 feet or even more away from the wall. Not only do you lose space in that scenario, but the more stands you have on the floor, the greater the chance that your smash cake client will grab a hold of one and pull the whole thing down. And that's just, you really want to avoid that kind of situation. So what I did instead was I went ahead and mounted my backdrop stand to the wall. And those are just L brackets from Home Depot. I think they cost me $3-4 a piece. And then there's some D-rings up there that cost me another couple bucks. No big deal. And then I went ahead and did some wall mounted light stands. Now, these are fantastic because you can go ahead and telescope your light all the way out away from the wall. You can get a good 3, 4, 5 feet away from the wall, and you can articulate them 180 degrees so they can rotate all over your set. And they're really useful. You can get the light wherever you need to. And the best part is these things come in at a price tag of about $80. Now, if you're interested, of course, in the description section, there will be a link to these things. And these things are also listed on thesmashcake.com, so you can go ahead and find them over there. All right, well, those are kind of our techniques on how to save space. And now we've got our backdrop up, and you're looking at just pure white. And of course, that's boring as hell, so now we need to prop it with something. And because mom and dad wanted to keep it simple, well, we can also keep it cheap. Simple is oftentimes just code for cheap, So what we did is we went ahead and picked up a few props, and most of these came off of Amazon, and they only cost us a few dollars. Now, today's set, we're going to go ahead and start from the back and work towards where the camera will be. That's just how I build my sets, and a lot of you do the same and probably didn't need me to tell you that, but For those of you who are really new, you want to build from the back of the set forward so that you're just not stepping over things and squishing props and making an absolute mess. So starting from the back today, we are going to use a couple of triangular pennant banners. We have a gold and white striped one, and we have a black and white striped one, and we're going to go ahead and just crisscross them in the back, because if we were to go ahead and put them in a standard U formation, well, I'm afraid that that would just be dreadfully boring. So we created a little more visual interest by crisscrossing them in the back. All right, guys. Well, if you've been following my videos for any length of time, you know that I am the king of cheap and easy props, right? The king of cheap and easy. Let's just add props and keep moving. The king of cheap and easy props. That's who I am, because let's face it, you're an artist and you're a business person. And anytime you can create a visually interesting set and save cash doing it, well, that is a twofer. And today's twofer is going to be coming from the gift bag tissue paper combo. It really is just that simple. You take a gift bag, you take some tissue paper, you jam it in there, and now you've got a prop. You do it 20 times, and now you've got a set. And the best part is it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. While we're on the subject of cheap and easy props, let's throw out another one. This will probably end up on a cheap and easy prop video that we do in the future, but it is the Chinese lanterns. Oh my God, these things, you can buy them at the dollar store, right? And when I buy them by the case at the dollar store in different colors, of course, and then I've always got them because, again, like the little poofties that were featured in our first video on cheap and easy props, these Chinese lanterns give you a massive pop of color, and they take up a pretty good size amount of real estate in the back of your frame. And they're only like $1 or $2. Well, actually, it's $2 for $1. I mean, you can really, I think it's even $3 for $1. It gets cheaper the more I tell the story. But the moral is, of course, these things are cheap and they look like $1,000,000. The next prop that we're going to use today to build our Mr. Wonderful set are balloons. We're going to go with a white, a black, and a gold balloon, kind of bunchy little combo there. And it looks fantastic because it's going to take up a lot of room. There's a lot of texture when you bunch the balloons together. And the cool part is of course, when you fill them with helium, you can get them wherever you want in the frame. You can get them as high up in the frame as you want, or as low as you want, or you can just float them without having to stack them on anything else. So it's a great way to get a bunch of visual interest up off the floor of your set. Now, here's a pro tip when it comes to balloons. I want you guys to stop sourcing your helium at Hobby Lobby or at Walmart. If you are buying those little pink tanks of helium, you are getting mugged, because that is the most expensive way that you could possibly buy helium. So what I want you to do instead is click on the video that's about to pop up over here. You'll be transported to our video on where you can source helium locally in your own area and save a ton of money. So check out that video. Next up in today's set is a very, we made this prop. It's a couple of hat boxes in a very cool design with black and white stripes and whatever. And we just kind of sat them on top of each other. And then we looked at that and thought, well, it kind of needs to get up off the ground a little bit so you could see what it is. So we put it on a cake stand. And the best part is it kind of mimics the shape of a cake. So that's exactly what we did. We took 2 hat boxes, stacked them on top of each other, and then put a cake stand under them. And there you go. There's a cool looking prop. And anytime you can do something like that and be creative and use those props for multiple things like that, that's, again, you're going to save a little money. And as a business person, well, saving money is a very, very good thing. So get in the habit of saving money and getting creative with whatever you have on hand. Now, the next prop that we're going to use is an O, an N, and E made out of metal with the light bulbs in them. We've all seen these. We all know where to get these, so I'm not even going to go into it too much detail. But I love these things, and if you haven't picked up a set of these yet, please do. And please do it from the description section of this video. We do get those are affiliate links, and that is how we can keep pushing out this free information, is because we make a little pocket change every time somebody orders from those links. So you'd be doing us an absolute favor, and in the meantime, you'd also be picking yourself up a very useful prop. Now, the next prop that we're going to go ahead and add to the set is a little sign or reader board that says Mr. Wonderful. And these props are, you can find them everywhere, and they're super on trend right now. And they're fantastic for smash cake sessions because you can spell out anything you want. So no matter the theme, you can spell out whatever you want on that board and it will match your theme. Pro tip, go ahead and buy something in a neutral color like a white or black, a gray. Basically, you're going to want to stick to the neutrals because they will match everything and you will get more bang for your buck. Well, the last thing I like to do on a set like this, when it is simple and we're using, especially when we're using a white flooring, what I like to do is take some of these tissue paper polka dots. I don't even know what they're called. We'll call them tissue paper polka dots. And I like to buy these by the bag because they're dreadfully cheap. I mean, it's $1 for a bag of like 1,000 of these. And then you just grab a handful of them, throw them in the air, and let the chips fall where they may. Now, the reason I like to do this is because when you are shooting on plain white seamless and you are shooting it down onto the child to capture those big, beautiful eyes looking up at you, that, you know, that picture that moms just melt for. Well, if you shoot that picture while the child is just sitting on straight white seamless, it looks a bit like a stock image, right? It looks like something you'd find on Getty or iStock Photo. And that's not really what we're trying to create. We're trying to create something that's a little more visually appealing than just a straight stock photo of a baby. So definitely take some of these tissue paper polka dots and just toss them all over your set. Have fun doing it and make your set a little more visually interesting. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about how we lit today's set. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw up a lighting diagram and show you exactly where each light was set, and then we're going to talk about what light I used. So let's go ahead and pull up that diagram and talk about our main light. Our main light is a Flashpoint Explorer 600 light, and it is off to camera left over my shoulder, and it is in a 5-foot modifier and attached to a C-stand. Now on camera right, just above my shoulder, you'll see another Flashpoint Explorer 600 that is also in a 5-foot modifier, and it is just slightly above my head as I'm taking the pictures. Now as a hair light today, we are running a 400 watt light ish. We have two 200 watt Flashpoint speed lights, and they are attached to an adapter that allows me to use them as one light. So I'm taking two 200 watt lights and effectively turning them into a 400 watt light. And to really help you guys understand how we set up our lights, I'm going to go ahead and just pan the camera around the studio from different angles to help you get a better sense of where the lights are. Well, guess what, everybody? That's pretty much how we built the set in a ridiculously small space. And now there's nothing really left to do but just take a look at some of the images that we created on today's set. Sadly, we have reached the end of our video, and I want to thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. And I want to remind you that there are more videos. Should you not want the party to end, you can click on one of those videos over there and learn a little something about Smash Cake photography. Now, until next week, guys, I'm Daniel Troutman with thesmashcake.com. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a great day. Bye-bye.